All right, guys, I want to share a couple things about the concrete niche. This is the niche that I've talked about at length inside or on this channel and in my program, and I've made a ton of money in concrete, but there's some things that you need to know. There's some nuances that you wouldn't know unless you've been in the space, and in this video, I'm going to share some of those. So first and foremost, I want to tell you, I don't know exact number of sites. I probably, at this given time, probably have 10, 15, 20. I know it sounds crazy. I don't really run my day-to-day for my agency that much anymore. I'll do a sale here, I'll do a sale there. I basically just make sure things are running smooth when, quarterly. I have somebody that runs that. So I don't know at this given time how many deals, but in total, I have done a lot of concrete deals. We build a lot of concrete sites. I have looked at hundreds of cities for the concrete niche. And when you're first getting into lead gen, when you're first getting into digital real estate, you don't know that there's actually a couple different types of concrete. And so I see this is a common mistake that I see all the time with concrete, is people go on and they build a website and they want to target flat work, right? Like actually pouring sidewalks, driveways, what else? Patios, right? Basketball pads out back. That's flat work. I didn't know this, and maybe you didn't either. That's flat work. And then there's the decorative side. There's the people that come in and they take the existing concrete, or they do it from scratch, and they'll do like the decorative. You've seen the driveways. Like, I know this is very common in Las Vegas. Now these decorative driveways where it's like this really cool design, and they do these just very cool, awesome high-end designs, okay? So you need to know there's a difference. And one of the common mistakes I see all the time is people will build a website, they'll do their research on, concrete Las Vegas, concrete Salt Lake City, Utah, and they won't check the keywords around decorative. And so they'll just go start putting pages for, stamped concrete, stained concrete, whatever the case is. But guys, this is what you need to know about the concrete niche. There's actually I personally consider them as two separate businesses, okay? Flat work, which you're gonna see is the most common. That's the thing that I personally like, the flat work. I personally think that flat work is way more recession resistant. I think that when you need concrete and your concrete's cracked, you're gonna go get concrete, but I'm not necessarily convinced that you're gonna spend money on making it stained and decorative and looking fancy. So I personally like the flat work. But what I want you guys to understand is there's two different types, in my opinion. There's the flat work and then there's the decorative. And here's the key. If a company does, let me see how to say this without butchering this. Let me just say this. There are very few companies that I've come across that prefer to do both. Now, there are some companies that will say, yeah, we'll do decorative, we'll do flat work, but they always have a preference. They always want to do one or the other. And most of the time I notice that it's flat work. And so don't make the mistake of going and trying to rank for decorative and flat work and making it harder on yourself, when a lot of times you call these flat work guys, these small business owners, and they don't even do decorative concrete, nor are they interested in doing decorative concrete. It's almost an entirely different beast. So when you understand that, what I do is I'll go in, if I'm looking at a city, we'll do the research for, let's say, Salt Lake City, and I'll look at the 5 keywords for concrete, flat work concrete, concrete driveway, concrete patio, concrete contractors. Then I'll do a separate research paper, or however you want to call it, a separate due diligence on the same city, Salt Lake, but I'll do it for the decorative terms, the stained, the stamped, etc. Okay? And the reason why I do this is if I find that both are good opportunities, both have the low CPC, both are fairly easy to rank within reason, there's an opportunity for 2 different deals. Okay, there's an opportunity for you to get 2 different deals, and most likely you're not going to be using the same company. I know that sounds very strange because we think concrete is concrete is concrete. It's not. People do flat work or people do decorative. It is very rare in my experience that they do both. And even when they do both, they have a preference and they want those jobs. And so if you're getting, let's say you're trying to rank a website for decorative and for flat work, and your website's primarily pulling decorative jobs, and that guy, maybe he does decorative, or that gal does decorative, but she doesn't like it. It's not really her type of work, and she doesn't like the profit margins, and she doesn't have the equipment, and they don't really enjoy it. You're not going to get that deal. So what do you need to understand? One of the biggest things you need to understand about concrete is there are almost two different businesses inside of the niche. There's the concrete, the decorative concrete, and there's the flat work concrete. And in very rare circumstances, you can do both on the same website. But in most situations, you need to pick one or you need to pick the other, and you need to go and get a deal. Now, in my experience, the flat work seems to be easier to sell. It's kind of cut and dry. People don't want to see photos of it. People don't care because concrete is concrete is concrete. You just come and pour it. What's your price? Blah, 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 blah. And that's it. So in my opinion, I'm a big fan of flat work, but there are two different types you need to understand. Love the concrete niche. It's 2023, mid 2023. I'm still doing concrete deals. I still have people that I know doing concrete deals. Is it a little more competitive than it was a couple years ago? Yes, but it's not out of the question, and there are still deals to be had. That's what I got.